BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. Baseball season is in full swing, and we're into the home stretch for NBA and NHL playoffs. And there's more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news and scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. With the largest selection of odds on everything from the MLB, NHL, and UFC. And in between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino. All the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino action. So BetOnline, the game starts here.
That escalated quick. Yeah.
The Big Bot Man of Bot County, Georgia. Alistar Black is lame, super lame. His coffin intro is lame. His contact in one eye is lame. The story behind the contact is lame. He was lame when he left WWE. He was lame in AEW, and he's still lame. Said the same lame gimmick the whole time, too. It's basically a lame emo raven. Ooh, trashy guy with tattoos sits down and stares at me. Sure, that might be intimidating to 1 out of 5 guys in the roster since he's an average-sized guy out there. But how's that gimmick going to work on Gunther, McIntyre, Fatu, or Roman, or even Otis, Cobb, Solo, Breaker, Rollins, AJ, or Cody? Miz can sell it great and be fine afterwards, but everyone else that has to sell to his mysteriousness will lose the credibility of being a quote-unquote professional fighter or being scared of an average-sized guy with tattoos and a silly contact in one eye. Russo, however, completely reinvented himself in the same time frame and came back fresh and exciting. What do you think Black can do to reinvent himself to become more interesting? What do you think if they brought back Dragunov and made him Black's cousin? It'd at least explain Dragunov's ring entrance, his look, and his propensity to shake his face and get all red when he's mad, which is every time he talks or wrestles. Anyways, the gimmick would be Dragunov does and says particular things backstage, which rubs people the wrong way, and Black has to try to mediate the misunderstandings, which often lead to brawls where Dragunov goes eventually beats up everyone and destroys everything inside. I'm going to cut this email off right here. Dude, I don't want to hear your booking ideas for characters, okay? So I'll read the rest of this, but you're going to get suspended, okay? Then Black says something like, I tried to warn you, but no one can fine or suspend Dragunov for his actions because of his disability. Kind of like what happens in public schools and the workforce. No accountability for the differently abled and challenged. What do you think? Is Black stale and should Dragunov be his cousin? If not, what would you do to reinvent Black and even reinvent Dragunov? Thanks. Also, Konnan, can you do a preview of Worlds Collide with Harry or Hugo in the next Lucha Minutes? I'd like to know the storylines before ordering my first AAA pay-per-view. Also, will there be video packages on the show before each match? By the way, I ordered Worlds Collide for Grande Americano, the greatest luchador of all time. This is very okay. You wasted a lot of time.
Let me tell you why he's getting suspended. Okay? Number one, making a suggestion, which wasn't a bad one. Number two, I've always said keep the letters short so we can read a grip of them. You obviously didn't pay attention to that.
Right. I do also put on Patreon now because a lot of them were getting long, right? So recently I've put up, put your name, location, question, and do not go over 3 to 4 paragraphs. Keep it under that, just so everyone gets their time, So,
it's ridiculous.
That is
suspend him for a week to train this guy.
I'd suspend the guy for 3 weeks.
Well, just real quick, will AAA be? Will look like a WWE style pay per view with 100%. Packages explained? Okay, good. 100%. All right, so also we can absolutely do a preview to the show coming up with Harry or Hugo. We'll do that. And Cody, you can explain to the viewers, our listeners, what the angles are. Okay, and number 3. I'm not a big fan of Alistar Black. However, the verbiage they've given him some of his promos lately has been decent. But he's a character, like a loner and isolated. That's his gimmick. I don't think it's that compelling. But there are people in life very much like Alistar Black, and but those people are not the type of people I hang out with. Would you agree with that, or what's your take?
Well, I don't know who you hang out with, but I do know this. Something's missing. Before he left WWE, he had kind of cool little thing going for him. When he first showed up, he had a kind of cool little vibe going to him. And then they his push just like they do 90% of the people there. And then he came back with the same character that was kind of cool when he left, and it's not cool at all. So they need to fix that.
Sometimes in life, if you want to get to the truth, you have to look at the numbers. Unfortunately, 50% of all dogs over 10 years old will die of cancer, and the other 40 to 50% suffer miserably from skin issues or joint problems. And this is widely attributed to your dog's diet. These numbers are what inspired Dr. Dennis Black to create Ruff Greens, With thousands of testimonials and 5-star reviews every month, Ruff Greens is now the #1 all-natural dog supplement in America. They've helped millions of pups, like mine, stay active and be healthy. And your pup could be next. Fetch a free Jumpstart trial bag for your dog today. You just cover shipping. Go to ruffgreens.com. Just use promo code DISCO. That's RUFFGREENS.com. Promo code DISCO. You don't have to change your dog's food to improve your dog's health. Just add a scoop of Ruff Greens. Next is from the mayor, but not of K100, from Passaic, New Jersey. Returning this week is your former mayor that was justifiably yellow carded last week for a weak question. I've been getting that comment from Patreon members in the Discord that my question quality has been slacking, so I'm here for redemption. My question this week is about the WWE Tag Team division. I personally feel WWE can benefit from having one tag championship for both shows like the women do. You can break the border of Raw and SmackDown rosters by having all tag teams interact on either show and get more options for creativity. One championship for all to chase. Currently, SmackDown's tag division is way more interesting than Raw's, but New Day are the most interesting champions. What are your thoughts on this? Would this help the show and give more guys the opportunity to get over? Thanks. P.S. A week or two ago, a Mark emailer complained about people trash talking in emails. Ivory and I both agree that guy is a snowflake. Support the show on Patreon and then you can cry. Interesting. Ivory and the mayor are in agreement?
Yeah.
Did you suspend Ivory from the Twitter comments he made?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got him written down?
Yeah.
How many weeks did I say for him?
You didn't. Well, let me confirm, but I only have his name.
For new listeners, which we seem to be getting a lot, Disco, can you explain the fiasco between Ebony and Ivory, Mike Holder?
Yeah, we had two Patreon members, Mike Holder, who's a jerk.
Who's African American.
He was a black guy, and Jed Frankfurter is a white guy. So they decided that they would have a podcast called Ebony and Ivory talking about racial issues and
harmony.
Living together. And they ended up they hated each other.
After
Taking
the
shots
first
at each
show.
other, right? Taking shots at each other, and literally threatening physical attacks if they saw each other on. I think it's on site if they do see each other. That's how the show ended up. So
Right. So
Would
just
you
so
pop
people.
if they had like the Ricky St. Ethan Page brawl?
Oh my
for-
God,
for
that
the
would be
season, right?
tremendous. Yeah.
I don't care about the championships and whatever. The tag team division is, I'm telling you what these shows need. I've been a big fan of two top guys that kind of like like Matt Riddle and Randy Orton were a good tag team because they had good chemistry. They had a dynamic there. He was the pothead. He was the veteran. I like top guys together where they can have a dynamic with each other. Like tag teams are just like these tag teams are kind of generic. They're just two guys and they always wrestle with each other. They very rarely wrestle alone and stuff. I'd rather just take two top guys and put them together.
Like Rock and Foley.
And Kane and Undertaker.
Yep.
The Brothers of Destruction, whatever they're called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, like, so seriously, that's what I think that'd be cool. Like who would be a good tag team in your opinion? I'm going to give you one right now. Okay. I think that Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker should be the tag team champions. Where the Heyman family's got the belt, like he's got belts.
You never know.
Put them together.
Yeah. I'm smashed.
And like have them, then they can fight.
I wouldn't mind that. Now the other thing, real quick, I gotta open the door. But anyways, the one thing is, there's too many people for only to have one belt.
Right.
You kind of need two belts.
Right.
Yeah, it says live takes on Twitter here that the We Want Truth chants are taking over Raw.
Yeah, of course. Fans love
Kind
it.
of expected.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.